You have this concept of star walkers, men but not men, godlike men, creatures like men but who are really more like gods, who walked among the stars, who left Earth in spaceships. The Bible tells us about one of them. If you believe in the Bible, you almost have to believe in this notion. For me, I always sort of pause and say, when different cultures tell me the same thing.
The commonality of myth and pyramid building among diverse populations leads some experts to speculate that all cultures might be traced to a single parent civilization. This mysterious race may be responsible for the oldest known civilization on the American continent. The Incas of Peru nearly rivaled the engineering and construction abilities of the Egyptians. Similar to the Egyptians, the Incas had no knowledge of the wheel, yet thousands of miles of roads spanned their empire. How did the primitive Inca construct roads over the most hostile terrain on the planet? And why? Building the spiritual center of Machu Picchu would severely test today's engineers. How did the Incas move massive stones to such heights? Perhaps the Incas were aided by an unknown civilization that first appeared in Egypt. Some say this mysterious race left us time capsules of knowledge. Key to finding our ancient legacy is to unlock the secret of the pyramid. The scientific team at Giza believed they had discovered the secret of the pyramids. According to them, the pyramids were used for celestial navigation by alien space travelers. The KGB ordered the team to determine the target location. Planets, stars, constellations, and galaxies all are in a constant state of motion. Project scientists had to replicate the night sky as it appeared over Giza thousands of years ago.
We know a lot of things now that we can calculate where, at what time, let's say 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 2,500 that's supposed to be built.
At 2500 BC, mission scientists found no direct alignment between the pyramids and a planetary or stellar group.
Through computer simulation, we were able to duplicate the celestial sphere as it appeared before human civilization.
They moved back in time, searching for a link between the pyramids and an astronomical object.
At 10,500 BC, something very strange occurred.
Didn't match at 2,500, but it did at 10,000 BC. You understand?
According to investigators, at 10,500 BC, the three pyramids at Giza are aligned with the stars in the constellation of Orion.
The monuments of Giza were targeted on the constellation of Orion. This could not have been by chance. The builders of the pyramids must have been working from plans that were designed in 11th millennium BC, before the pyramids were constructed.
A similar correlation was found when team members tested the artifacts.
We started by conducting a radioactive sampling. Both the relics and the mummy were negative. Microscopic sampling of mineral composition, as well as magnetic neutron particle bombardment, indicates it is a mixture of metal and synthetic materials of unknown origin. More testing with carbon dating and radioactive sampling placed dates beyond 10,000 BC.
Excitement shot through the project headquarters. The date of the tomb matched the date at the Giza site. Project scientists concluded that there must be a connection between the design of the pyramids in 10,500 BC and the mummy found in the tomb. The KGB ordered further tests. Psychics conducted paranormal studies in the tomb.
This quite risky experimentation really took place. But the levitation, yes, took place. When we deal with such a paranormal phenomenon, it's quite natural. First of all, the energy level of the whole area inside the tomb was absolutely beyond normal.
A computer projection was produced of the mummy as it originally lay in the sarcophagus. From the date scientists claimed they could ascertain the physiology of the individual, reconstruction of the facial features commenced.
Through the forensic reconstruction, they were able to replicate the face of a humanoid found in the tomb.
Characteristics include a large cranium, unusually large eyes, small chin, mouth, small, visible, signs of teeth, positive. Long neck, estimated size of individual 2 meters.
As forensic work continued, investigators at Giza probed the unity between the pyramids and the constellation of Orion. The scientists placed a celestial map over the plateau. Centered over the pyramids were the 3 stars that make the belt of Orion. Next, they traced the path of stars and took tangents from the Sphinx and pyramids.
It was like a treasure map. The pyramids, the paths of the stars, they all intersected. And X marked a star in the constellation of Orion, a star very much like our sun.
At project labs in Moscow, the facial reconstruction neared completion.
I know this is something unbelievable. I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't been there. But the reconstruction, the mummy, it didn't appear to be human. Maybe the legend is true. Maybe we found an extraterrestrial in that tomb.
Coming up next,
The conclusion was inescapable. The aliens who came to our planet in 11th millennium BC laid the foundation for building the pyramids thousands of years later. They came from the planet that circled the star in the constellation of Orion.
when we return right after this. If something not from this earth had been recovered here in Egypt, it would have been brought to a classified military base back in Russia, where super-secret operations have been conducted since before the Second World War.
As you know from our previous investigations, even the KGB can't keep secrets forever. It could be sexual blackmail operations. Assassinations. UFO recovery missions. All had been prone to leaks. Project ISIS was no different. An ironclad web of secrecy surrounded the labs and offices of Project ISIS. But many of those working on the project were professors, scholars, and scientists, people in the habit of discussing their work. Top secret documents began to circulate. Rumors spread.
Some word of the alien and the tomb leaked out. A group of people began to meet, former KGB staffers and other, mostly computer and technical people. They believed that the tomb was that of an alien who was once worshipped as the god Isis. The being brought to earth the knowledge of science and math. He was responsible for the growth of civilization. So all these people called themselves the followers.
The cult took their name from an obscure passage in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. According to Egyptian belief, a family of gods came from the stars, bringing to the people of the Nile the wisdom of the universe. One day, the gods returned to their celestial home, except Osiris. The god gathered a group of mortals together and taught them much wisdom, including the magic of numbers. They called themselves the followers. It was their duty to protect and preserve the sacred knowledge until Osiris returned to teach the pathway to immortality.
The Egyptians were extraordinary astronomers. The reason is they believed, and let's not even say believed, they fully understood in every fiber of their beings that the stars were the map to the great god Osiris, to the afterlife. I believe it's a fundamental aspect of human nature that the idea of immortality, that we must go on, that we're not here for our 5 minutes and then dead, finished, end of story, put the book on the shelf. No, the human being needs to have some grasp of faith, some aspect of belief that the soul, the spirit, the essence of the individual continues on. This is why we have Christianity. This is why we have Islam. This is why we have Judaism. It's the exact same with the ancient Egyptians. They had to have, they believed, they knew that their souls were immortal.
The Kremlin allegedly ordered the KGB to refocus its efforts on the initial goal of the project. With the use of ground-penetrating radar, the passageway and tomb were imaged. Nothing seemed unusual. They lowered the radar scan. Still nothing. The radar screen showed only rock strata. They were about to abort the mission when the radar began to pick up an anomaly, a faint shadow. It appeared like a passageway. Directly below the tomb was a large spherical chamber.
Many in Project ISIS believed that they had found the legendary Chamber of Knowledge. Apparently, the extraterrestrial discovered was buried with a vast library of knowledge and data from the advanced alien culture, which would have immense military relevance. Many wanted the chamber opened. Their argument was based on the following facts. The mission from Orion landed at exact ideal location to build pyramids that would serve as navigational beacons for further reconnaissance of our planet. The first recorded UFO sightings were reported by the high priest of Pharaoh Thutmose III about 3,400 years ago.